Hello, everyone. My name is Beverly Knox Davis, and welcome to this episode of the A Brighter Day podcast. We are so super excited today to have Mr. Eric Gibbons with us.
Hey, how you doing? How
Hello.
you doing?
He wears many hats, so he's going to talk with us today about, some of the things that he's done in his career and how he's here at A Brighter Day Outreach. But
Absolutely.
please check us out on all of our platforms. Just watch and share, leave wonderful comments. Keyword in that is wonderful comments, y'all. So thank you so, so much for being here today. And don't forget, please help out the students at Thomas Burrell Academy with this amazing book, Breaking Every Chain, the anthology. This is volume 1, so we're planning on doing more volumes, but we need your support to continue to do projects like this. So thank you all so much. Go to our website at www.abrighterdayOutreach.org to see more details. So thank you for being here today.
You're welcome. You're
All
welcome.
right,
My
all
pleasure.
right. So tell us about Eric. We want to know from, where you came from. How
Okay.
did you end up being here in Charlotte? And, some of the things that you're doing and being great right here in this amazing place that we call home.
You guys call home. I call it home now too.
All right.
So I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I moved around a whole bunch. Ended up here in Charlotte over maybe about a year ago.
Okay.
My brother introduced me to it. He said this was a mini Atlanta and I would
I
thrive
hear that a
here.
lot.
So I told him I would try it out.
Okay.
When I got here, I was introduced to the mental health and behavioral health space. I've always been an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur at that, and I came to the mental health and behavioral health space with the knowledge of AI technology and workflow automation. So I'm putting a little spin on it, putting a little new school vibe to the old ways of doing things when it comes to mental health and behavioral health services.
Awesome. Well, definitely we have that component here. And some of the things that we have been working on within Thomas Burrell Academy with our second graders, just trying to make sure that we get them to a place of understanding how to repurpose their emotions and stay on track, stay in school. So I like this union so that we can definitely work together in making sure that people are clear. Mental health is real.
Absolutely, absolutely. We believe in having a strong foundation, and we see all these systematic barriers, and we see all the things that happen, these crisis responses, and we don't think about what causes it. Somebody can come and they may need food. Somebody can come and they may need housing, but what causes that need?
That's right.
And that's where we go into depth with peer support, because I am a certified peer support specialist, and therapy, because our community we need somebody to talk to sometimes.
Absolutely. I think one of the most eye-opening things for me was, watching the 6 o'clock news every day and seeing people that obviously had mental health issues. But then to dig deeper in working with the youth here in the Hoskins community, I started noticing, I'm like, wait a minute, they may be acting out, but there are other issues going on. Perhaps they didn't even have anywhere to truly lay their head the night before, didn't get an opportunity to take a bath before going to school, or, didn't eat. It's simple, essential things, or maybe home is just straight hell.
Absolutely,
And you
absolutely,
just don't know.
absolutely.
But, at the schools, the teachers have, 20 to 30 students. So how can they get that intimate with a child to figure out why are you acting out and then getting in trouble, and then of course either ending up being put out of school or in school suspension, which means you're not learning, which means by the time you get to third grade and you're assessed, you don't do well.
And they give you pills.
And they give you pills, and you got to have all these alphabets attached to your record so that you get treated special.
Yeah.
So no, I just said we have to do something about that. So I'm very passionate about the mental health space and working as far back as, our young people, because it starts there.
It
And then
definitely
they
does.
grow up. My thing was, why are these kids so angry? It's like something is wrong, and we need to go back to the beginning of the
We do.
story.
We do. We do. We do.
I'm that person like, wait a minute, you can't tell me where my child just showed out. What happened? Tell me about the events that got him or her to that space. And a lot of times that's not what's addressed. They only want to address how the child acted out or how the adult is acting out. What led to those things?
Absolutely, and I think people need to realize that people that have lived experience play a vital role in helping educate our youth.
Yes.
When you haven't been through it, then I can't say how can you not talk about it, but when you haven't been through it, you don't have the same passion that
That's right.
somebody has that's been through it. So, being a peer support, I've learned that because of my lived experience, I'm able to help people and advocate for people in a different way. So,
That's awesome. I know a lot of times, the people that come here at a brighter day to volunteer, it's just what you said. They have the heart for it because they've lived it, they've been a part of it. And, even now, some of the young people that were a part of a brighter day almost 19 years ago, they're grown up and they come back.
okay, okay,
If it's not to get a hug, it's to tell me about something good that's going on. Or maybe not so good,
and that's
but I'm working to
gratifying.
get up, get,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
I get so happy and so emotional, and they just look at me like, why is she, ready to cry? Just don't get it, y'all. I need to see that you're a success, and all of the seed that was planted, we are hoping it was good soil, and that you all are going to blossom and do great things. But
Absolutely.
it took, taking the time. And for some, it's just a hug because they weren't getting a hug at home. And take 5 minutes to listen to what they have to say. So I have an appreciation for those that's your passion, that's what you do, and the things that you have going on. So tell us more about the Genesis Project. What all is encompassed into being a part of that organization?
Okay, well, Genesis Project, we have a nonprofit as well, which is Groundwater Solutions. Everyone can visit Groundwater Solutions at groundwatercares.org. You can visit Genesis Project is genesisproject1.org. Groundwater Solutions is our nonprofit, so that we're now heading an initiative with children. I can't speak too much on it right now, but we are looking to do a summer camp possibly this year, as well as take in a certain amount of kids so that we can get some intensive in home and some therapy for our children. We recently visited Mallet Creek High School.
Okay.
I can't remember the principal's name, but he invited us out there, and we saw that we needed to help our children. I'm 38 years old. I don't have a child that's in high school just yet, but I do have children that are in elementary school, and it's a saddening fact that high schools are now looked at as mental facilities for children. Only 40% to 30 to 40% come to school. The rest don't even show up. I spoke to an individual. He was in 11th grade, so he says, and I asked him, "Well, what is your GPA, and are you on track to go to college or finish high school?" He said, "Yeah, I'm on track." I said, "Okay, well, what's your GPA?" He said, "Well, what's that, sir?"
Oh
And
my.
I said, "Well,
Wow.
it's called a grade point average," and I had to go in and explain to him what a grade point average was. And I looked at his sheet of. He said, "Well, I got this." He gave me a sheet of paper, and his grade point average was a .12. And what I found out is that the schools are just pushing them on through. They're just pushing them on through.
Wow.
No child is really left behind right now, but they are left behind.
Truly. Yeah, when I heard that No Child Left Behind, I was like, explain that to me.
Yeah.
Because I can recall, even from men in high school right here in CMS, I knew some ball players. They were simply pushed along, and went on to college and totally bombed, you know. So it was just really bad to see that others, you know, were being shoved along. And here I am working really hard to be that great student. And someone's going to walk across the stage with me that didn't put in half of the work.
Half of the work.
But they get the same certificate that I do. So it's sad because then they become adults, and then there are adult problems that come along with all of the mental health issues that could have been addressed, but it's a systemic problem that I've definitely seen here in CMS for many, many years. Wow. So we are happy that you all are partnering with our high schoolers. Hopefully, through our Break Every Chain, we're going to do a summer camp. And I just really want to take them back to the basics, not just, teaching on behavior, but some of the simple things that if you don't learn as a child, is going to be a problem when you become an adult, like balancing a checkbook, threading a needle. We all better know how to grow our own stuff. So like all the stuff that they've taken out of school, now it's critical, and we're missing those types of things. So how do you all get engaged? Do you work with Mecklenburg County to get your clients, or how does that work for Genesis?
I believe we are starting to work with CMS. Okay. We do partner with the vendor out in Ansley. He has 25 acres, and that's what we plan on using to help with our therapeutic setting.
Wonderful.
So we have events out there, and we're working on something right now. I'm speaking a little too soon, but we're working on something.
Hey, speak that thing into breathe life.
Yes, definitely. We need all the help we can get as well.
We tend to pull stuff out of people on this podcast.
we need some help. We need help with transportation. We're getting it organized right now, and I think we're going to do kids between 8 and 13, and it's going to hit everything, like you said, the foundational things.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Survival, horticulture, digital literacy, and financial literacy.
Yes,
so we're going to try to teach them something that their parents probably didn't even know.
That's right.
So they can go back and teach their parents.
I love it.
How to move money, because money is currency, and
absolutely,
and you need to learn how to move it and use it.
Yeah, I think you should learn something new every day.
Absolutely.
Till the day you die.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
My two know
Never
that's one of the
enough.
first things I leave with every conversation. So tell me what you learned new today. They're like, Mom, you've been doing that since we were little. Well, answer it. It's the truth. We always need to continue to grow and know what's going on in the world. So do you all have partnerships with other organizations, or right now, or just cracking into CMS?
We're just cracking into CMS. We don't have too many partnerships. We're looking for them.
Okay.
We're very much open, and if anybody brings anything to the table, we're willing to listen and we're willing to join in. Okay. We'll put our brand on it. We'll put our face on it as well. But we have to definitely look over the program. Okay. But we're here for the people. So if you guys want to do it, we want to do it with you.
Okay. Hello, and thank you so very much for tuning in to part 1 of a 2-part series of the A Brighter Day podcast. We thank you so very much, and don't forget to tune in to part 2.